morning edition, lights on, the PM tours BPL. The National Security Minister gives an update on the Crime Committee. And it's Monday. Let's take a trip to Grand Bahama. It's the beginning of a brand new week. Happy Monday. Welcome to the morning edition. I'm LaDawn Davis. Now, before we get started with news, let's see how our weather is shaping up with Basil Dean in the Bahamas, Bank of the Bahamas Weather Report.
This weather report is sponsored by Bank of the Bahamas, the bank of solutions.
Good morning, LaDawn, and welcome back. And as we take you to our ZNS Tower Cam this morning, we're showing some gray skies out there and why that's happening. As we go to our satellite picture to explain that, we have a broad area of showers and thunderstorms associated with a tropical wave that is trekking towards the west, and that will continue westward, generating 1 or 2 showers and thunderstorms during the course of today. Outside of our studios, we have some thunderstorms in the vicinity. 79 degrees is the current temperature, relative humidity at 73%. Southerly winds at 6 miles per hour. The barometric pressure 1,017.7 millibars. That's 30.05 inches, and the pressure is falling. Temperatures around the islands this morning: Marsh Harbor, Abaco at 84, Green Toll Key 83, 83 in Freeport, Grand Bahama, the Berry Islands 82 degrees, 84 in Alistan, Bimini, 82 in Harbor Island, Roxanne, Eleuthera 82, Artistan, Cat Island at 81 degrees, 82 in Stanley Key, Kemp Space, St. Andros 82, 81 in Fresh Creek, Central Andros, San Salvador and Rim Key at 81 degrees, 83 in Georgetown, Exuma, 81 in Ragged Island, Clarence Town, Long Island, Crooked Island, Betsy Bay 83, Acklands 83, 83 degrees in Matthewtown, Niagara, and the Turks and Caicos Islands also at 83 degrees. Your boating forecast for today: easterly winds in the northwest Bahamas. The speed's going to be around 10 to 15 knots. Wave heights 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. High tide 10:02 this morning. Low tide at 4:11 in the afternoon. And for the central and southeastern islands, east to southeast winds 12 to 18 knots. The wave heights 3 to 6 feet with a moderate chop. Caution flags up for boaters in the central and southeastern Bahamas. That's going to do it for your first look at weather, the morning edition. Stay tuned. Your forecast for today and tonight is still ahead.
Thanks a lot, Basil. Our Kelsey Johnson and the Morning Edition traffic team are standing by with the Bahamas First traffic report.
The traffic report is sponsored by Bahamas First. First in insurance, today, tomorrow.
Good morning, LaDawn. Good morning, Bahamas. We're here on Old Trade Road, north of Soldier Road, and we just want to remind the general public that this morning it is opening day for students returning to Nassau Christian Academy, and we want to remind them that the school zone, the speed limit for the school zone is in full effect. Now, joining me live this morning is Sergeant Jerron Thompson, who will give us more on the school zone and what is the speed limit in this particular area this morning.
Good morning to you. Good morning, Bahamas. The speed limit in this area is 15 miles per hour in all school zones, and that is between the hours of 7:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. and then again at 2:45 p.m. to 4 p.m. So we need persons to adhere to the speed limits and drive within the speed limit zone.
Now, last night there were a number of traffic incidents as well. Sergeant Jerron Thompson will also update us about the traffic incidents.
Yes, about 9:30 last night we had a traffic crash on the tracks involving 2 motorcycles. One adult male, he is now in the trauma room, listed in very critical condition. He sustained very serious head injuries. We are asking persons who would have witnessed this crash to come forward and provide us with information, because his family is now concerned in how this crash would have happened. And they're looking for answers, and we need to provide those answers. So, persons with the information, please come forward to the traffic division and provide us with information, please.
All right, thank you so much, Sergeant Thompson. Before I throw it back to you, LaDawn, I just want to remind the general public that it is the first day of school for students returning to Nassau Christian Academy, and traffic officials would like for you to admonish or at least look at the traffic signs and school zone signs here in this area. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks a lot, Kelsey. Now on to our top story this morning. A statement sent from the office of the Prime Minister says Prime Minister the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis toured the Bahamas Power and Light, Clifton Pier and Blue Hills generation plants on Sunday the 18th of August. During the tour, the Prime Minister was briefed by BPL CEO Whitney Hastie and Minister of Public Works, the Honorable Desmond Bannister, on the progress of work being carried out to return consistent power to residents here in New Providence. Prime Minister Minnis was able to see the fleet of new generators that are part of the new 132 megawatt plant now in progress and engines that are in the process of being returned to full service. The Prime Minister strongly emphasized that BPL is doing all it can to fix the problems long term and is currently aggressively executing a plan to mitigate the shortfall in generation to ensure relief is provided to residents as soon as possible. Prime Minister Minnis reiterated that the government is committed to doing whatever is necessary to alleviate this problem. The statement said BPL is working to address the serious load shedding issues and has started to release a daily fact sheet in its ongoing effort to better communicate the extent of the problems and the work being carried out. BPL will continue to notify the public as additional generating capacity is operational. The committee appointed to review its protocols and practices were adhered to when a Royal Bahamas Defense Force officer was murdered at Government House back in April has not yet finished their work. Petty Officer Philip Papal was gunned down in the early morning hours on April 28th in the guard room at Government House. The incident has raised questions about the security of government buildings nationwide. Minister of National Security, the Honorable Marvin Dames, provided us with this update on the committee.
I would have received some communications from the chairperson of that committee, chairman, who was just asking for an additional month. And so hopefully at the end of this month we should have a complete report. The whole emphasis behind this and approach is how can we improve? Oftentimes things happen in our country and there is an outcry and then there's nothing. But the approach of this government, and certainly us within the Ministry of National Security, is that whenever there is an incident, we want to learn from that incident.
Ministry of Finance officials in a statement Sunday denouncing what they described as misleading voice notes being circulated about meeting held at the ministry this past Thursday. The meeting is said to have been held after a meeting with the Prime Minister, the BPSU, representatives of Finance, the Treasury and Public Service Departments, and the Bahamas Public Services Union. The ministry is denying this ever happened. The statement says in the actual meeting that took place, discussion centered on government's ability to finance the BPSU's proposal of a $1,200 lump sum for public officers for back-to-school preparations that will cost the government $20 million and is subject to cabinet for approval. Considering the government's cash flow needs, Finance officials will recommend to Cabinet to split the payment to $600 in August and December. However, Finance officials say the BPSU refused the offer, indicating $1,200 was already a concession. Finance officials are expected to present the meeting's results and the positions taken by both sides at tomorrow's Cabinet meeting. Last month, the Dundas Theater for Performing Arts was broken into and vandalized. A number of fixtures and electronics were severely disfigured, leading to $10,000 worth of damage. However, theater officials say that they have been coming up with the ideas to raise money for fixing and replacing damaged property. Vice Chairman of the Dundas Center for the Performing Arts, Dr. Nicolette Bethel.
Ms. US World, or Ms. World USA, anyway. And they're using the proceeds as a fundraiser for the Dundas. So that's one thing. That's something that they came out and they offered to do. We also got the donation of a car, a BMW, that we can put up for auction. And so we just took possession of the car, and that's going up for auction to help us raise money. So we're looking at a number of different things, and as Shakespeare in Paradise comes along, we're going to be having a gala, we'll be having a drive. People just, you know where the Dundas is, so we're welcoming any support of any kind. It doesn't have to be monetary, it can be in-kind support.
For the second year, the leadership of the Bahamas Hotel Catering and Allied Workers Union helping out their members by holding a back-to-school giveaway this past Saturday at the union's headquarters on the Tonique Williams-Darling Highway. The kids enjoyed snow cones, cotton candy, and games. President Darren Woods pointed out that his team's goal was to improve on last year's event.
This year we were able to add a pull bag and some pens and stuff, and this year we are going to be giving away some tablets to the children. People may not see it as something grand, but it's just an assistance towards the bigger picture. While it may only be 2 or 3 books and a bag and some pencils, but when you talk about, we've actually prepared for 100 persons a day. So when you talk about 3 times 1,500, that's where the numbers begin to expand.
And it's Monday, time to fly on over to Grand Bahama. All of that and more when we return, so stay close.
I watch the morning edition because I want to know what's going on in my country.
Welcome back to the Morning Edition. It has been said time and time again that Bahamians are some of the most creative and resourceful people in the world. Well, in this report, we highlight another Grand Bahamian who has been using her talents to create more beauty in the world. Megan Shepard has her story.
You may have seen her work on the faces of brides, prom queens, and even the faces of our Northern Service reporters and anchors. CEO and owner of Mall Makeup, Megan Coakley, says she discovered her makeup talents after friends, family, and even strangers would give her compliments on her personal makeup looks. After dabbling in the art form on the side for some time, then working for a major international company, she finally branched out and opened her own business.
Starting my own business was really, really scary because honestly, I was just more so interested in just doing the makeup. I was never big on, say, the retail part of it, of selling it. But working for the cosmetics company, I would have had a lot of persons coming in and they wanted my opinion on certain products to use. They were interested in certain looks that I did. What is that you have on? And the feedback was really good. So it really kind of pushed me into wanting to do it more because persons really valued my opinion in terms of makeup wise. So that was really my push behind it.
Coakley is now expanding her business with the launch of her own makeup line.
It's really tedious. It's a lot of research, a lot of tired nights, sleepless nights, just researching different companies, the shipping process, the labeling process. It was a lot. So it wasn't easy, but it was definitely something that I really wanted to bring forward, and I had to go through it no matter what. I'm doing the face basically in sections. So I'm starting off with lips. So I started off with my lipsticks, then I moved to pencils. I have some glosses, matte paints, lip glosses. Then I'm moving on to eyes. I got some eyeshadows where you can personalize the palettes. Then I moved on to like brows. I have more stuff coming out. So just stay tuned.
And ever the creative, Coakley said she added something special to some of the products.
Some of the products, they have a little twist to them, especially the lipstick casings. A lot of persons were psyched out when they were opening it. They were magnetic, so that was a cool key feature. The lipsticks, some of them are scented. I got Willy Wonka in my pocket, so they smell like the little honey syrup and all that. So.
And to budding entrepreneurs, she says, set a goal, make a plan, and stick to it.
Everything is coming at you one time. You just gotta set a goal. Like I have a little black book at home, and I recently looked in that the other day, and I have everything that I want to do within the next 5 to 10 years. I'm just marking it down, and starting my own line was one of them, and it just kind of got me really teared up that, you know, hey, I'm actually doing it. So set your mind to something. You're gonna have all types of feedbacks coming from all over. So you just stay focused, set your goal, and just stick to it.
Mall Makeup is located in a 3K's Beauty and Barbershop adjacent to the Boulevard gas station. Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
Great story there, Megan. The recent power outages have us living in the dark, temporarily though, but this is the norm for so many of our visually impaired. In this report with our Kelsey Johnson, she sat down and spoke with a young man who lost his sight about 4 years ago.
Sitting in front of a television, watching your favorite show, running to your closet, pulling down the latest trend so you can jump in your car to catch up with some friends, or just head to your regular 9 to 5. This is the norm for so many of us, but what if it's all taken away in a blink? Lamont Wims is a living testimony. One day he was staring life in the eye with bright hopes. The next, it was a dark space that will never be filled with light again.
I woke up in the morning with hemorrhaging on my left eye. It was like a candy cane situation, whereas my left eye was had streaks of white and red in it, and it was knocked on my mother's. Because I was visiting back home, and knocked on my mother's door. And I said, "Listen, something is wrong with my eye because it's twitching, and what I'm seeing is just streaks of white and red." 2018 comes around. I went back to Baskin, to get some feedback on my right eye, and they said it doesn't make any sense doing the surgery because you'll be fully blind in a couple of weeks, and that was a blow.
Wims was in the prime of his life, a single young man in his mid-30s, owner of Lamco Developers Company, who literally was living his best life. But that too went blank.
I went in a depression state. I mean, not suicidal state, but depression state. And, sitting at home, I didn't want nobody to really be bothered. I really didn't want to be bothered. So a lot of my friends and colleagues my only immediate family knew. My siblings and my mom and my aunts, my cousins knew. None of my friends and colleagues knew because I was still getting calls for jobs and everything. But I was turning everything down, and I was sending them to other persons to get jobs, and this was making me depressed more because I could have been making money, what I'm saying? But I could not make money because I know the situation where I was in.
After thorough research, Wims regained his confidence and was able to make it on his own. He went to Jamaica and trained at the Jamaica Society for the Blind, where he was taught daily living skills like cooking and cleaning. He fell in love again with technology, especially his phone.
Being a blind doesn't mean you have to let your life go to waste. You could do other things. I mean, sometimes I fall back in a little depression because not a little depression, but a little hurt because when I'm watching, I'm a person like this. I like to watch the Do It Yourself or DIY Network and little things like that. And you're watching them, and I sitting up there and I just take off my shades. I try to peek a little shadow or something. What I'm saying? To this day, still doing it. But and then all this, I just say, cut this off because it started to get me very, very emotional.
Wims has gained his full independence back, and if you think you can steal his joy or his money away, well, Wims knows the total even down to the penny. Kelsey Johnson, ZNS Network News.
Great story there, Kelsey.
Nice
Fisher,
story.
it's so great to see you.
Welcome back. You look fresh. I hope you are ready because guess what? We are going to an hour on September 2nd. September 2nd, so we're going to have some great stories just like that. And watching that, we take a lot for granted. And losing sight of, boy, I don't know.
And he's so young, and just in his 30s.
Pretty good story, Kelsey. One of the best.
Yes, what's coming up in sports?
Well, coming up in sports, Shawnee Miller, Uibo, boy, she continues to burn up the track, and also the men's national basketball team. They had a tough time Saturday against Memphis in the Bahamas Basketball Federation. LaDawn, you're all smiles and happy to be back. I'm happy to see you back.
Good to see you as well. All of that and more ahead in sports.
Good morning once again. A month to go before the World Championships in Qatar, Shawnee Miller Uibo looked to be in great form. She lined up against a star-studded field at the Mueller Games in England. With the purple hair, You can't miss her in lane number 6. Didn't get off to that fast start. Coming around the curve, she is in 4th, but she puts the legs in 5th gear and reels them in like a big fish in the water, taking the race in 22.04 seconds. Shaunae streak continues. She has not lost a race since 2017. Dina Asher-Smith 2nd, and Jamaican Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price was 3rd.
I'm very happy. God gave me the strength today to finish the race healthy, and I'm very happy with that. But it was a really great field of girls, and I think everyone wanted them to put on a great show for the crowd. I know it was something that they were looking forward to, and so we just glad to put on a show for them and come out healthy.
Buddy Hield cheering on the Bahamas national team as they closed out play in the Bahamas Basketball Federation Summer Thunder play with an 87-77 loss to the Memphis Tigers, a team projected to be in the top 10 in the NCAA Division I college basketball season. Bahamas winning 1 and losing 2. Not all the top players in town for that, however. Head coach Chris DeMarco looking forward to February 2020 when the FIBA World Cup qualifiers tip off.
Around that time, and then we'll be ready to go. We have to figure out who's going to be able to play, who we want there, and then we just have to keep moving with the system and keep getting guys comfortable with it.
Jonquel Jones and the Connecticut Sun recording their 14th win yesterday. Jonquel had a double-double, 16 points, 10 rebounds, as the Suns locked up a playoff spot with a 78-68 win over the Dallas Stars, who had already beaten them twice this season. The Sun, now 19-8 on the season, the second-best record in the WNBA, has won 3 games in a row and 8 of their last 10. Once again, they locked up a playoff spot, and they play again Friday against Las Vegas Aces. Jones with a 14 double-double on the season. Special Olympics Bahamas held their annual law enforcement torch run on Grill Out Saturday. It's one of the major fundraisers of Special Olympics. Chairman Gilbert Williams happy for the support they got and have gotten so far.
Early this year, we had our team off to Abu Dhabi for the Special Olympics World Games. Fantastic performance. We got lots of pats on the back when we came back home. But we're still looking to pay off the balance of those funds that we expended to get there by raising funds today.
And that's going to put a wrap on sports once again coming up at 9 o'clock on 1540 AM, 104.5 FM, and on the ZNet Television Network. It's the OT with yours truly. We'll be talking softball this morning. And that's going to do it. LaDawn and Basil is coming up after this short break.
In our final look at weather, tropical wave moving through the Bahamas, and that means there's going to be periods of clouds, sunshine, showers, and thunderstorms. That will be the order of the day as that system continues to trek towards the west. Our forecast for today: partly cloudy to sunny with showers and thunderstorms in the area. High temperature today getting up to 90 degrees. And then tonight we're looking at partly cloudy once again with a couple more showers in spots. Low temperature getting down to 79 degrees. And your extended weather forecast keeping you in the 90s right through Wednesday. Showers into Tuesday. Things drying out a bit on Wednesday. So it looks a lot better as we head into the weekend with those temperatures just hanging in there in those 90s. Those heat index there will be somewhere in the 110-degree range. LaDawn?
Thanks a lot, Basil. And that's a wrap for us this morning. For the entire Morning Edition team, I'm LaDawn Davis. Have a fantastic week, everyone.